Hi guys, we're going to do number 5 from Tuesday's work because there was something in it a little bit more complex than the others, so I wanted you to just have a look here, okay? So, we had a bus that took 57 minutes to do a circuit. And it did 6 of those circuits in a day. So here we're going to find the daily amount. 6 sevens are 42. 6 fives are 30 plus that 4 makes 34. So in a day it's spending 342 minutes going around and around and around and around. But we're told that we have to find out how many in a fortnight. So there's our 342 daily minutes times the 14 days in the fortnight, 2 weeks. 4 2s are 8, 4 4s are 16, my 110 goes here, 4 3s are 12 and my 110 makes 13. Now I have to multiply my 10s. Remember, this is not the number 1, it's a 10, and that's why there's a 0 here. Not 1 but 110. So 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 3 is 3. Add them together. 0 and 8 is 8, 6 and 2 is 8, 3 and 4 is 7, 1 and 3 is 4. So we've 4,788 minutes altogether. Now, the person who wrote this question said for, I suppose, extra challenge to find out what that is in hours and minutes. So we know straight away that to do that, we're dividing this by 60. And that'll give us our answer. But that means dividing by a 2-digit number, which is long division. And one of the conditions we set for coming up with these questions was that we wouldn't do long division. Also, long division is quite complicated. It has a lot of steps, and every one of those steps is a new opportunity to potentially make a little mistake. So if we have to do long division, yes, we know how to do it, and that's great. But if there is a simpler way to do it, we try the simpler way, because that's what maths is about. It's not about getting the answer. Maths is about solving problems. And when you're trying to solve any sort of problem, whether it's maths or a puzzle or anything like that, you want to go for the easiest solution, the one that's the most straightforward. So what I'm going to do here to make this a little bit easier for myself is I'm going to say, well, I'm not going to divide by 60. I'm going to break that 60 up because I know that it is 6 times 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by 10, and then I'm going to divide by 6, which is the same as dividing by 60, but it's just a little bit easier. So let me do my division by 10, 4,788, and straight away I don't even have to do my division frame, because we know here's our decimal point, and we know that when we're dividing by 1, nothing happens, and when we're dividing by 10, some people say the decimal point moves. It does not move. What happens? It stays the same place, and the number moves around it. So if we're dividing by 10, we're just taking one step down our place value road. If we were dividing by 100, it'd be 2 steps. If we're dividing by 1,000, it'd be 3 steps. So if I'm going to go down my place value road, this 8 is stepping over here. This 8 is stepping down to here. This 7 is stepping down to here. And this 4 is stepping down to here. So it's 478.8. So I've divided by 10, and that was my answer. Now, like I said, I'm going to divide by 6. So 6 goes into 4 no times. So we have our remainder of 4. 6 goes into 47 7 times with our remainder of 5. 6 goes into 58 9 times with a remainder of 4. And 6 goes into 48 8 times. So my answer is 79.8. Okay, 79.8 hours. But we would never say 0.8 hours. We'd say how many hours and how many minutes. So, 79 hours. And 0.8. Well, what is 0.8? Do you remember our fractions and decimals? 0.8 is 8 tenths. So, what's 8 tenths of an hour? Let's do it up here. 1/10 of an hour is 60 divided by 10. And that's 6. So 1/10 is equal to 6. So that means that 8 tenths would be equal to 6 times 8, which is 48. So my answer is 79 hours, and then my 0.8 of an hour is 48 minutes. And that is my answer altogether. Now you might be looking at this and saying, well, for that 0.8 you could have said 4/5, and you could have done it as 4/5 as well. But that's how you do that one. I hope that makes sense to you.